Hi, everybody. We are live now, officially.
Yay! It's
Um,
official. All right, I guess I have to delete the TikTok shives from since
oh,
we
you
didn't
were.
earn it this
Oh,
week.
you had it right. You had it loaded and
I
ready.
was ready. I was so ready.
Oh my God.
You missed out, Steve. You missed out.
I missed out on being bullied about the start time of the stream by my co-host on the show.
It's my thing. I was doing my thing. Oh,
Yes,
oh,
you
and
are.
now I can eat
Oh,
pizza. I've been
you,
waiting, you guys.
you've been waiting for 5 whole minutes.
Mm, it's so warm. Mm, I like pizza. Ah,
So, hi everybody in the chat.
and happy
I see.
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Yes, indeed. Happy Pizza Day. Happy
Mm.
Poirot Day for those of
Woohoo!
us on the show. Diego, Diego asks these random ass questions. And finally, Diego asks the question that, I mean, if you know me very well, it's kind of a silly question, but Diego
Have you been
hasn't,
paying
been,
attention?
been, been with us for super long. So Diego asks, ever watch wrestling? Yes or no? Yes.
Can I? Oh,
Oh, no,
I
I'm sorry. Did you want,
that was my guess.
you would have
That
said
was my
yes.
guess.
You would
Yes,
have said yes.
I would have said yes.
Oh, HB Haga, thank you. Yes, yes. I do have a link for the episode. I forgot to put it in the chat. I will put it in the chat.
Whoops. Mm.
We will be watching Poirot, the Million Dollar Bond Robbery. I'll
Woohoo!
put the link in the chat right now. So that's the version on the Internet Archive that Dana and I will be watching. So if anybody needs a copy of tonight's Poirot, there it is in the link
Ta-da!
in my message that I just made, the pinned message, so you can find it there. And hopefully you can watch along with us.
Hey.
So how have you been, Dana?
Possibly sick, but I'm not sure. Either
How
sick
are you
or
feeling
just
right now?
exhausted.
Because you seem okay. I mean, I can't
Well,
really tell
we're
from
watching
hearing you.
Poirot tonight, and I've got pizza. So, and I've got everybody here. So I'm doing pretty good. Also, I did call in today, so I did not go to school. Like I felt really crappy yesterday. I was like, I don't have any plans set out for a sub. I just woke up feeling like crap. And then Monday was okay. And Tuesday, not so okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can do it. I can do it. And just get something together for tomorrow. And then I can face plant. And I did. And I was like, I told my co-teacher and I told the students, I'm like, look, if I wake up and I'm feeling great, then I'll come in. But given how incredibly not great I was feeling yesterday, I'm like, I don't know that's going to happen. And it did not happen. I think it's hard to say if I felt better today than I did yesterday because I turned off my stupid early alarms. So I only woke up at, okay, it's time to get ready for school time. And I was like, so I, put in the sub request and I texted my co-teacher and texted the principal. I'm like, look, plans on desk. I'm out.
Well, good for you.
And apparently they were able to, the student I had talked to the day before, I was like, okay, here's the deal, walk through the process. They found it on Roku. We were watching Cold Case Files. Apparently I told them Forensic Files, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure, like literally the worksheet that this is the one that I made. It's not one that I inherited from the teacher who designed the course. I made this worksheet. It says Cold Case Files on it. I don't know why I would have put Forensic Files in the plans or talked to it, but it may have just been that that's what stuck in their head because we have watched Forensic Files for the past 2 weeks in the criminal literature, the true crime lit class. So anyway, so yeah, Netflix was giving them crap. Sometimes it just works, and then sometimes it doesn't. And she said they found it on the Roku channel, so they're watching it there. I was like, okie dokie, we'll go for it. So I guess I'll find out what happens later on. So yeah, and then I was like, man, I've got a doctor's appointment on Thursday, so I've already called the day. I've got I made a does not need to use any technology activity for them to do. Actually, no, that's not true. The directions for the whole class, because I couldn't fit everything on one piece of paper. The directions for the project are on a slide presentation, which so they'll have to turn it on and just tap the tab. It's right there. And then I've got a worksheet that goes through, and it's a, what can you figure out based on this photograph? And it's famous photographs. Like one of them that I got was the men building a skyscraper at lunch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
where they're on that I-beam. Yeah, that old.
Yeah, we were sitting on the beam.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of them. The one of the first woman running the Boston Marathon.
Oh, and the guy is like running out to grab her.
He's trying to grab her badge, her number off of her shirt. So it's got those, and it's on paper. All we need are the instructions. All you have to do is turn the VSonic board on. You do have to pull up the app, and then it's the substitute teacher tab. But like my co-teacher would have been using the VSonic board, hopefully in the period before. So we've used that together. So just like, and I said, can you just pull up the substitute? And I've got I added new files, added new slides to it. Wednesday directions, Thursday directions. So they're on there. I'm just like, okay. And I told the other, I'm like, look, if the adult in the room tells you to do something that's different from what's on there, just do what they tell you. And tell me about it when I get back. So yeah, I was pretty useless today. I think I did. Nope. I started a load of laundry. It's still in the wash. Haven't even transferred it over to the dryer. That is all I've done. That's it.
Well, I'm ahead of you there because I also did laundry today, and I did transfer mine into the dryer. So that's what I'm doing after the show. Folding laundry, baby. Folding laundry. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know how much of a laying about the house I've been?
I wish you would tell me. I have
not. I have not spun a Pokestop today. I have not. I have left this room. I do not have the washing machine.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you have the whole house. You might as well make use of it.
I do. I slept in the bedroom, and I think I watched some YouTube videos or something. I was gonna continue watching some Living Single since I have the house to myself, and sometimes they make it's kind of like the Golden Girls in terms of its raciness. And so, daughter gets a little bit, is this a kissing show? Is there kissing? They make jokes about sex.
Like Kevin Arnold from The Princess Bride.
Yes, exactly. This was before he started liking Winnie like that. They were just friends.
Before he liked her.
Before he liked her, exactly.
Diego, I never watched Xenomorph, so I have no idea, my friend. You're asking the wrong guy.
So I understand, like we talked a little bit before the show, I understand you have finished off a mammoth script.
Oh, well, yeah. The next week's next week is on Wednesday is Valentine's Day, so I thought it might be fun to do a Valentine's Day themed Trek Actually episode this month, since Trek Actually comes out on Wednesday and Valentine's Day is on a Wednesday this year. And so I put a couple of or a few like romance themed topics in the poll last month for the patrons and members to choose, and they chose who are actually Star Trek's best and worst couples. So that's what the video is, and I finished writing it earlier today, and it's 28 pages.
That sounds like a lot to me.
Which, as scripted, would make it the longest scripted Trek Actually video I've ever done. I've done some of the comment responses that may wind up being longer, but in terms of the fully scripted ones, it's the longest one. And I don't think I can really cut much out of it because of just because of the nature of it. It's it's because like if you watch anybody who
pretty short.
Yeah, well, anybody who watched my Trek Actually video last month, which was about best friends in Star Trek, it was also very long. So hopefully next month's will be not as long. But It was long, as scripted, it was even longer initially. The first draft of the script, and I was able to cut some stuff out just by going back and taking. I had maybe multiple examples from various episodes, for a particular best friend pair, and I was able to take stuff out that I, felt like was redundant or wasn't as funny as another bit, and blah blah blah. And I was able to kind of shave it down a little. But with this one,
And blah
it's
blah blah.
it's not the same format. It's most of it is like, in terms of the script, it's a paragraph, maybe in some cases, maybe two paragraphs about a given romantic pairing from throughout the Star Trek franchise. And then the last section is the lightning round, where I just go through a bunch more of them that I could think of, but didn't think were important enough to pay more attention to earlier in the script, and just do one or two lines about them, just like, boom, 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 boom. And yeah, 28
Well,
pages. So
I'm glad you mentioned that coming out next week on Valentine's Day, because that reminded me that next week on Valentine's Day, we don't get to do this show because I have my next ESOL class.
Because you have a class, right? We're not going to be on next week.
Which is important to know. But more significantly, it also reminded me that one thing that I was going to do today was type up and submit my notes for the project for my ESOL class that's due today. So guess what I'm going to be doing after the show?
Aha! Fun.
Yeah.
While I'm folding laundry, you'll be typing up your ESOL class.
Yeah, I'm not going to be folding laundry until later, because I may go and put it from the washer into the dryer first, and then type up my ESOL stuff, and then go to bed and leave the folding the laundry till another time. We won't say tomorrow. I don't know when it'll happen.
Another time.
Or if it'll happen, let's be honest.
Mr. I Love the Ants.
You just put it in the dryer again.
And yeah, exactly. You can put it off indefinitely. Mr. I Love the Ants, I can tell you that Q and Lady Q are mentioned in the lightning round. And yes, obviously the joke is about the finger point thing. Of course.
Shouldn't it be Q and Mr. Q? Like, it's so reductive. Gosh. Oh. Anyway, fine. I guess. It's
you mean Q should be Mr. Q and Lady Q should be Q.
Mm-hmm.
But Q was established first, so he's Q. So you need to the Lady Q is the one you would modify, because the man Q was the first one established.
Of course, that's how it is.
I'm not saying if Lady Q had been there first, then she would be Q, and then Q could be Mr. Q. But that's not how it worked out. But
she wasn't. Of course.
No, she wasn't. Because in the Q continuum, women know their place. They know that they should stay at home with the Q children. I love how... Okay, what do I need? What do I need to say?
I think this merits some groveling.
I'm so sorry. I thought it would be funny, and I was mistaken, and clearly I've upset you and offended you and crossed some line, and I just want you to know how humbly and deeply and sincerely and abjectly I apologize.
Well, you know what the best apology is, Steve. I'm sure.
Changed behavior. And I cannot promise that, but
yesterday was tutoring at the library, and it just so happens that I got a new book, which I haven't started yet.
What? Oh, so you're just going to read the book instead of do the show?
It's called The Hope of Elephants.
What's it about? Hopeful elephants? What do the elephants hope for?
I'm reading this to you. I'm reading this to our audience. Shut it.
Wow. You see this?
Prologue.
Oh my God.
There's a hill you have to climb before you bike over the Golden Gate Bridge.
You can't read out this whole book. It's copyrighted material.
I did it when I was 9, and it was so steep, I wanted to quit right there. But Dad wouldn't let me.
You
This is all just part of the experience, he
you
said.
can't just read out the book on the stream.
Well, I'm not. You're interrupting me. So, it's fair use. On the bridge, the wind whipped my hair across my face. It made my handlebars wobble. And I swear I felt the bridge sway. I wanted to get out of there, but Dad wouldn't let me. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, he said. Then halfway across, the gray sky shifted and the sun broke through. Lights sparkled on the bay, like Christmas lights, glitter and stained glass.
In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. Shall I continue?
Cancer.
He didn't say any more, but
Cancer
we've always been
dad.
unusually
All the odd
communicative in
years
a
of my
reserved
life.
way.
No matter
And I
how much we
understood
close
that he
the
meant a
windows
great
and
deal
lock the
more than that.
doors,
In
it always
consequence, I'm
finds a way
inclined
to
to
sneak
reserve all
inside.
judgments, a habit that
comes
has
with
opened up
different
many
names,
curious
but it's
natures to me,
still cancer.
and also made me the victim of
When
not
I
a
was
few veteran
1, it was
boys.
osteosarcoma.
The abnormal mind is quick to
3,
detect and attach itself to this
colon
quality when it
cancer.
appears in a normal person.
5,
And so it came to me
brain.
that in college I was unjustly accused of being a politician because I was privy to the secret griefs of wild, unknown men.
9 was new, testicular. That's
Most
when
of the
I knew for
confidences
sure
were
I'd be
unsought.
child.
Frequently, I
The
have
lone
feigned
daughter.
sleep,
But we
preoccupation,
always knew
or a
since the
hostile
second round
levity
of
when I
chemo,
realized
it would
some
forever
by
be
some
just
unmistakable
me,
sign that an
Mom,
intimate
and
revelation
Dad,
was quivering on
and
the
cancer.
horizon. For the
Always
intimate
cancer.
revelations of young men, or at least the terms in which they express them, are usually plagiaristic and marred by obvious suppressions.
Plagiaristic, absolutely. Young men are so plagiaristic. Ugh.
Do you want to just do this for an hour and a half, or should we stop and...
I mean, watch Poirot.
Can I say I do? I mean, we completely improv this. I think this is a great bit. I think this is a great bit, but we should watch Poirot at some point.
We've got 4 more pages. Oh, here we go. You'll like this one.
Oh, says baseball.
Yep. One moment, eyes up, the thunk of my first catch. I've been hooked ever since.
Aww.
See, you like it. You like it now, don't you, Shives?
Yes. Okay, so.
Sade, I'm sorry I let you down.
Don't encourage her.
In fairness, it's a Poirot night, and I really do want to watch the episode. If it was DS9,
oh God,
I might have pushed a little harder.
we might be going. It'll be 7 o'clock, and we'll still be reading out of both books. Okay. So, would you like to tell the people how this works?
So, hopefully, either through having a DVD copy or getting BritBox or something like that, or using the link in the chat. Somewhere around here, there's a link in the chat. It's pinned.
The chat, wherever it is on your
wherever
YouTube
it is
window,
on your
it
screen,
would be over there.
But the pin is up at the top, and that has a link
but...
to where you can get tonight's episode of Poirot. So download that, pull it up on whatever viewer you use, and set it to 0000 all the way at the beginning. And then be ready to press play, because Steve's going to count it because it's his channel. It's going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and we all click play on play, and then we watch Poirot together. And there's also, is it up here?
Yes, the time code is up there.
Time code's up there. So if you like wander off and you got to get a potty break or something, and you come back and you're like, oh, it stopped. Whoops. You can move your little cursor to where our time code is, and then you can just catch up with us.
All right.
Oh, Kara, thank you. Snazzy is acceptable. This, as many of my tops are, I got from a thrift store.
Woohoo!
So, yep.
All right, here we go. You ready?
I am so ready.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
And the theme is just so delightful. I like everything about the intro except for those
The
weird
the
purple
the
pictures.
prismatic thing, yeah.
And
You
like
know,
I
I mean,
understand that it goes into the train, like
yeah. My favorite part is these. They show you like the gun and the magnifying glass objects that figure into almost no Poirot stories. Like, does
ones
he ever
occasionally
use a
do, but
magnifying glass?
oh, almost. I'd say that's even more rare than the guns. But honestly,
Yeah.
she'll use rifles more often than revolvers. Like somebody will be shot from afar.
Because like the magnifying glass is kind of a Sherlock Holmes thing, although even Holmes
Mm-hmm.
doesn't use it nearly as often in the actual stories as the stereotype would lead you to believe. But Poirot almost never uses a magnifying glass that I've seen.
Pauline, Pauline, Pauline. No.
Oline Pauline.
Oh, you know this is significant because he's got a suit and he's got spectacles.
Ah. Oh, they all wore the same
Anthony
thing. That's
Horowitz.
embarrassing.
I'm gonna have to write his name down. I feel like I've read some of his stuff. I think he's done some YA stuff.
Threadneedle Street. Boy, if that isn't the most English name for a street I've ever heard.
Mr. I Love the Ants, that makes me curious. Does it just list poison or does it differentiate between the different types of poison?
They list poison like 20 times.
I know. I mean, she'd been a nurse in the war, so she knew a lot about medicine
So she knew how
and
to
how
poison
medicine could be
people. You
used.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Kara, yeah, magnifying glass makes people think detective. You're right.
Oh, got the collar popped. Oh my. Mm. Well, he still hates them. I mean, when he goes on them, he
Yeah.
just goes because, you know,
And the reason Poirot hates cruises is because he is a very intelligent man.
I think he would hate them for a different reason than you would.
And what, pray tell, do you think I would hate them for?
People, obviously.
That's
Lots and
correct.
lots and
Okay.
lots of people.
Yes. Being trapped in a confined space with lots and lots and lots of people and you can't leave because you're on the ocean. Yes, that one. He's the Odo of the Scottish and English Bank.
But less puddly.
He does have a bucket in his office, but you don't need to ask why. It's for emergencies. It's a nice lunchbox.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen that one, but I have read it. So I will be interested if slash when we get to that episode.
Down, boy.
Dun dun dun. Okay, Kara, I think that's different from the book. That look.
That look.
Is that not what we're doing?
I would prefer you speak to me in English.
Mm-hmm.
10 days. Oh, 15 days. No more.
Seems like a lot of fuss for one cup of coffee.
Yeah, my coffee has been jostled. Now it's lukewarm.
Wow, the cup shattered much more than the saucer did.
I guess he ordered tea. I am Detective the Penguin.
Wow.
What?
What do you think? I'm... Do you think he was just born that way?
Who was
Or
born
does
that
he,
way?
the security dude, like, do you think he was born that way or did he just wear hats that like made
You
his
know,
ears go like that.
That man has probably struggled with those ears for his entire life, and it is so judgmental of you to point that out and to have that kind of open like reaction.
It's impressive because, like, I mean, you could train them back the other way. You could just super glue them to your head
It's
and just
very
leave them there.
insensitive.
And
No, it's very insensitive. That poor man. Think of what he's been through.
he's probably dead.
Well, true. I mean, I could make fun of that dude's eyebrows, but I'm not gonna. I mean, look at those fucking caterpillars. But I didn't say that. I'm not going to
Yeah,
say that because I'm above
but
making fun of someone's
it's
like
easier.
physical
They could be
appearance.
threaded.
Everything's going to be fine, darling. Now leave me alone.
Hi, Mr. Assistant 96. Well, Kara, strychnine gives you a more, I don't want to say obvious, but more dramatic response. Oh, so he's not dead. So, John Gingras, more to the point, does he still have the turning out ears?
Terrible. Just terrible. He's a perfectly handsome man, you know.
Mm-mm.
He's a fine-looking fellow.
I mean, he's no what's his name. Who's the guy that you like? Who is the Green Goblin?
Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, he's
I
no
mean,
Willem Dafoe.
I do love Willem Dafoe. I don't know why you thought of him.
Well, he's not, he's not particularly, he's not super ugly, but he's
Wow.
got a
Now
pleasant
you're going to
looking
have a
face.
now you're having a go at Willem Dafoe.
Eh, poetry. You keep saying. Oh my goodness. Oh dear.
I am going to be thoroughly drugged for the voyage.
Mm-hmm. This is before they had the scope patch. Just pop one of those suckers on under your ear, side of your neck, you're good to go. Oh, sorry, there will probably be spoilers, Loki. Says what says.
Yeah.
Although he's not going to see that, he's not going to hear that for another 35 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, I guess if you're watching the yeah. Well, anyway, hi Loki.
Snake Bit Cat, that was good.
Britain's super ship has great send-off on maiden voyage.
New York bound at last. God, I love the transatlantic accent. Kara, she had a great one with thallium poisoning. Nice.
Hercule Poirot. Please don't
Not
look in the
nec-
lens of the camera, Mr. Poirot.
not necessarily John Burns. We could do it. We could watch Mystery Men.
Mystery Men is good.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I didn't know they had drones back in the day.
These shots were taken from the unsinkable Zeppelin the Hindenburg. Long may she fly.
Kara, that sounds right. But she uses boarding houses rather a lot, which of course makes sense. Boarding houses, hotels, that sort of thing, because you have lots of people in proximity, like with a cruise. Swing those hips, girl.
That's right, Mr. I Love the Ants. The Hindenburg didn't sink.
Well, it didn't stay up, that's for sure.
I mean, it descended to a point. Oh, bitter irony. He's so pale, he looks even more English.
Wonderful performance there.
Ah, I bet that was so much fun to do.
I think I've got that one. I'll have to go back and look and see who had it. Snake Fit Cat, that's good. Excuse you, I am not the maid.
Was that an attempt at flirtation? I am the Hercule. What a charming accent.
She's so American.
She's definitely totally American.
Mm.
Ooh,
Oh, I love
diarrhea and
those.
bowel mixture. Give me some of that.
I'm curious what it said. There was one that said cascata mixture. I mean, it's Wednesday, John Burns. I've got pizza.
Pizza.
So, pizza. It's pizza night.
And so Poirot was claimed by the waves.
Shuffleboard.
Jedi James, we are watching Poirot. We're
Woohoo!
watching the Million Dollar Bond Robbery. If you want to join us, the link is in the pinned comment in the chat here, and you can catch up to the time code that we are currently at up there.
Uh oh.
Iceberg, right ahead! Oh man, it's going to turn upside down like that hallway in Inception. Thank you, Jedi James. in my homeland of America,
In the southern parts of America, like perhaps Texas or Georgia, its neighbor.
where I am from.
um, Son, I would say it depends. There are certainly some I can think of some both, depending on the story. Dun dun dun.
And once again, this distinguished Scottish gentleman.
Gasp. Britain's greatest liner.
Britain's greatest liner. Look at all those poor people trapped inside.
They're on the water, so they use more water.
No.
Oh, it looks just fine. We're all good here. We're all friends.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's just forget this ever happened.
Yes, I noticed that.
Just say what you see, Hastings. Just say what you see.
Sapristi. And yes, that would make so much sense. Just leave it open and unlocked.
Hmm. You dumbass. Damn. That's devastating. That's devastating.
Oh,
Oh.
he's so mean. Dun
The
dun
yard.
dun.
Exposition news.
That's what we do. We tell what happens after it has already happened. But we use present tense so that it sounds more like it's happening now, even though it isn't.
One can but wonder what adventures the great detective Hercule Poirot will find himself involved in as he returns to England aboard this mighty ship. Thanks. Yeah, it's good to be home. You don't need to do this every time, okay? Your fiancé. Wonder what they want. Well, it's just that easy. The cops will do whatever Poirot tells them to. He should have fun with that.
Who says he's not?
Watch this, Hastings.
This is how we do it. In fact, it was Hastings who said that he had the bad oysters, but for some reason kept eating them because he had the bad oysters the entire voyage.
And as to the other business, it was not my money that was stolen. What do I care? I will speak to him alone. You have tuned him up, yes? Enjoy hard time. Oh, he's sitting in the bathtub, poor guy. Apparently not.
We're going up.
We
You're
are in
not
an
paying attention.
elevator. Bum bum bum. I mean, none of the other people are mentioning his ears. I'll be fine. I just need a tablet. Hastings.
the patsy.
No. Not a great job, is what you're saying.
I must button my cuffs first. Right.
She elbows him in the ribs.
I will
Well,
have
just drink them
both.
both.
As they call it in the United States, a mint julep. Why didn't you like me? Kara, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit and once we're done with the episode. The very, very, very beginning.
Oh, Hastings. That was a
Just
good one.
delightful. Yep.
That was a good one.
You say that every episode.
Well, I enjoy it. I mean, I think the last one we watched where the culprit went completely nuts at the end. I think that's still my favorite of the
Whiskey.
ones we've watched so far. Yeah. But
Oh
this
my
one was
gosh.
good. This one was
Yep.
good.
Tongue firmly planted in cheek. Kara, I disagree that because she doesn't always have the criminals be the lower class. Quite often it's it's maybe not as much. Maybe not as much the upper class, because of course there are more, poor people than rich people. They're just the numbers. But with her, the issue with Christie, the issue seems to be people messing with the way that things are supposed to be. That's a big thing with her. So you'll get, for example, people who are due to inherit, who are, who want the money now, or who are not due to inherit but think the money ought to go to them, that sort of thing among the upper class. Yeah, so aw, poor Kara. Well, happy early birthday, and I hope that a good night's sleep gives you a pleasant dreams that take the edge off of the fury at least.
And hopefully your husband can atone for making you watch Atonement.
But tis. So, what about Wordle?
What about Wordle, you say?
Yeah.
We can certainly play it. Would you like to
Let's
play
go for
Wordle?
that. Yep.
Okay, everybody. We're going to
Unless you
play
had other
Wordle.
thoughts about the episode that you wanted to discuss.
Well, no, I mean, I kind of guessed that the solution would be some form of the bonds were never actually on the boat. Because that's just sort of like, that's the kind of twist that you kind of come to expect once you've seen enough mystery stories.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because they present you with what seems to be one conundrum of, well, how did who got into the box and how'd they get in the box and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh no, I bet the bonds were never even on the boat.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of, because it's like
the shape of it.
Well, but yeah, because it's like the solution to like a magic trick, where like if someone makes an object appear to vanish from under a cup, it's like, well, it was never under the cup. You know what I mean? Like the magician just made you think it was under the cup and misdirected you. And actually it didn't disappear. It was never there. And that's kind of the same thing that, that a similar trick that you can pull when you're plotting a mystery. But I didn't, the presence or the usage of the faked, like the forged bonds as part of the scheme, that was something that was a complication I didn't expect. And also, honestly, I knew that Poirot asking the woman on the boat for the time was going to come back at some point, but I didn't figure that she was going to actually be
the nurse,
like involved in the caper. Yeah. I figured that was just a thing that, yeah.
I will say, looking at the watch this way, I'm like, okay, that's like the stretchiest circumstantial evidence ever. But I mean,
well, she did the motion on her front too, like because she in her housekeeper outfit, she has the watch like dangling from her apron, so she went like that.
Yeah.
And
so that's but it was the fact that he recognized her. I mean, that's just sort of the little the little gotcha. He could just say, Mademoiselle, you can take off the wig.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that was another thing I wanted to mention. I appreciate that the English actor doing a fake American accent was part of the
was
story this
actually an
time.
English
Yeah,
character doing a
like
bad
it was,
American
yeah.
accent. Yeah.
Because we've seen so many episodes that we've
Yeah.
made
And
fun of it, where it's like it's clearly someone doing an American accent who isn't actually an American, and this time they did the exact same thing, but it was part of the story. It
but I
was the
mean, but
character doing a fake
it,
American
it,
accent.
it kind of helps with the misdirection because you're like, okay, it's just, it's an American character.
Because
When it's
because the
not.
show has, yeah, exactly. It's kind of brilliant. Like the show has done that enough times. If you're a regular viewer, that you're like, oh, it's just another British actor doing an American accent, because the show does that sometimes. And no, it's actually a clue. Okay, now we can play Wordle.
All right.
Okay, so here's how this works, everybody. And in just a moment, you're going to see the Wordle board. There it is. This is today's Wordle from the New York Times, and the way this works is Dana takes the lead and decides what our guesses and so forth will be. But Dana is not actually looking at the Wordle board. She's only going by my description of it. And so we play together. And all of you watching right now, if you would like to play along with us, please feel free to throw in your guesses or suggestions in the chat, and we will play as a group and solve Wordle together. The only thing we ask is, if you have already solved today's Wordle, please do not give away the answer, and also please do not offer any hints.
Nope.
So, having said all that, Dana.
No cheats. Yes.
No cheats. Shall we begin?
Empire Jeff, boom is too short. It's only 4 letters. We need 5. So let's start with Heart, as usual.
Heart.
Heart.
Heart. Oh shit. Damn. Heart gives us, I don't think this has ever happened before. Heart gives us an E, an A, an R, and a T, all in the wrong place.
Okay.
So right, we know what 4 of the 5 letters are, but we don't know where any of them go. Okay, lions.
Hang on.
We'll try it. No? Yes, no.
I want to go for it.
Oh, okay.
Would tread work? Tread.
I think it would, yeah. That would displace all of the letters from their current position.
Let's go for it.
Want to try it?
Yeah.
Tread. Tread.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit. Okay. Not only is that not it.
What?
But all 4 letters are still all in the wrong place. That's amazing.
So I may have to bring my students to this, your channel and this part of this video, so that if any of them ever complain about me calling them out for cussing in class, they can see, look, I didn't cuss. This is me not swearing. Okay.
What about rates? It could be rates. RATES.
Because we didn't. And so that has everything in a completely different position from both other times.
Yes. And we haven't tried anything with an S yet.
Sod says after could also maybe work at this point.
Oh, after could be good. Yeah, that's true. I think that would work as well.
That puts the T and the E in the same spots. What was the second one that I did? Tread. TR. Yeah. So both rates and after would work.
Well, which one do you want? Which one do you think is the best bet? I mean, we've got 4 guesses left. We could try them both if the first one isn't.
Let's just go with whichever. I'll let you pick whichever one you like.
I actually kind of, now that you've said that, I kind of like. I mean, rates was mine, but I kind of like after.
Well, it wasn't mine either.
So, well, yeah, I know it was from the chat, but let's try after.
Skaters, too many letters, Kara.
All right, so we'll go with after. AFTER. Oh, that's it.
Hey,
nicely done.
Thanks, everybody.
Nicely done. Yes.
I'm really bad about this. Usually I'll have a 4-day streak, and then so I need to actually. I just go ahead and put it in after this.
Oh, to keep your streak going.
But I almost always forget. So I'll have 3 days streak. I don't always play. I'm not super regular, but yeah, yay us.
Huzzah!
So yeah, it's
So,
gonna be a while now, alas.
well, it's going to
Because
be
remember,
2 weeks, right? Because
2 weeks
we're
for
not doing it
this.
next. We're not doing it next week, but we're doing it the week after, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the week after, which was the word.
Oh,
Word was
after. Oh, I forgot
yeah.
already. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, next week,
That's my game.
next week we're not doing one of these because Dana has an ESOL class. But the week after that, on the 21st, we will be back to do another one to watch Deep Space Nine and to watch the episode that I mentioned last time has the title that I have incredibly mixed feelings about. It's a good episode, but the title I have incredibly mixed feelings about. The title is Looking for Parmok in All the Wrong Places. So we will watch that in 2 weeks.
So would regular Trek viewers know what Parmok is?
You could probably figure it out from context. What's the title of the song? Looking for what in all the wrong places?
Well, yes, but that doesn't necessarily follow. Okay, so looking for love in all the wrong places. But I'm
Why
just
would they
saying,
call if Parmok didn't mean love? Why would they call the episode Looking for Parmok in All the Wrong Places?
because it sets up the expectation that it is love, and then it turns out to be something very different.
You're overthinking it.
I
You're
don't think
overthinking it.
so.
From context, it is clear to me that Parmok
Well, that
means
it's
love.
clear that is definitely one possibility, but they could be going for an inversion. So that's why I was wondering, like, because writers do those kinds of things. They do
Yes, I don't deny it.
misdirections.
I
Like we
don't
were
deny
talking
that
about.
I don't deny that writers do those things, but I'm just saying in the case of, this being just the title of the episode, I feel like that's
Ironically,
overthinking
Sod,
it. But
we will not be watching this episode on
yeah,
Valentine's Day.
yeah, remember
because
next
I
week
have
is
my
Valentine's
class
Day.
next week.
Next week is Valentine's Day, so we're not watching it on Valentine's Day. We're watching it the week after Valentine's Day. But yes, you're right. It would be a good Valentine's Day episode. Yes.
So
and
if y'all want to watch it ahead of time, feel free.
Yeah, then you can watch it again with us in 2 weeks.
No spoilers. I will not have seen it.
Yes, you're not going to watch it on your own and then watch it again. No.
Well, that would ruin the premise of the series.
That's true. Because I'm not watching these Poirot episodes ahead.
Yeah, I haven't watched them in ages either. So, all right.
Yeah, but Kara, looking for luck, help, strength, intelligence is not the title. In All the Wrong Places is not the title of a song. Although looking for luck would fit the metrics, Looking for luck in all the wrong places. You're thinking about something. What are you thinking? You're pondering something.
I think if I was going to invert it, I would make it be revenge. So that people come into the episode thinking that it's going to be looking for love in all the wrong places. And it's about somebody who's looking for revenge and, going about it and how revenge is all, it does as much harm to the person looking for it. Yeah, I think that could work.
Okay. I just think I feel like it's getting a little tricky for a title.
Yeah. But if you don't know what thingamy means.
But okay. But I'm saying if you've heard the title of that song, then you do know what it means.
But
unless the writers are double crossing you, which they probably are with the title.
But writers double cross readers all the time.
Yes, but
the case may be.
I mean, but not usually. Like the Towering Inferno, that's pretty much what it's about. They don't.
Yeah, because they don't have a made up language in the title. They don't have the advantage of being able to pull from made up languages.
Which is one reason why the Towering Inferno is such a great title. No bullshit made up words from a made up language. Which, in case you haven't guessed, is why
I'm not dissing Star Trek.
Which, in case you haven't guessed, is why I have mixed feelings about the title, because I hate
Fair
bullshit
enough.
made up words in sci-fi stories. Um,
You you hate made up words in any stories.
well, in fantasy story, any time that you use a bullshit made up word, especially if it's not, if it's like in a completely made up language, it's not even like you come up with, like a newspeak kind of thing. Like newspeak is acceptable because it's part of the story, and it's like it's just it's still English. Like the words are still English. They're just used in a way that we don't use them in regular conversation.
Mhm.
But like, when you're making, when
It's
it's
not
like,
calling a rabbit a smear.
yeah, exactly. You should be beaten to death with an axe. If you write a story where there's an animal that is a rabbit and you say, no, that's not a rabbit, that's a smear, you should be beaten to death with an axe. And the person who kills you should be given a medal.
With a D, not just a T, because they've already got
With
that with the axe.
a medal, not a metal, a medal.
Because otherwise it would be redundant. They'd be like, look, this is wood, this is metal. Already got it. Honestly,
so anyway,
I'm surprised that you're going for the quick kill, because you could have said a Twizzler. That would take a while.
no, they
Be
need to be
painful.
they need to be eliminated as quickly as
As
possible.
quickly,
I
okay.
think
Just
I mean brutally, like brutally.
yes.
Send a
There
message.
needs to be some pain involved, but the speed
Yeah.
is more essential.
Exactly.
Okay.
There needs to be some suffering on their part, and a message needs to be sent for all who might contemplate doing that in the future. You know what I mean? It needs to be like a shocking act, but it also needs
So
to be
you'd
quick.
go for, if we were talking poisons, cyanide, not strychnine.
Yes. Yes. I want it to be like
Just,
I want it to be like you flipping a switch. Exactly.
I almost said like in Glass Onion, and then I had to think about it. I was like, wait, similar reaction, not actually what was used.
Yeah.
Because
No,
it does create that. It does create a breath type thing. Anyway.
The only time making up words like that, like they do in Star Trek or like Tolkien does or whatever, the only time when that's acceptable is if you're doing it to make fun of people who do that. Like when, because sometimes when, if I'm quick enough and I can think of something fast enough, sometimes when we're doing the Ensign's log, like because I love to make up ridiculous sounding names of Star Trek planets, because it's my way of making fun of the practice of making up words for things. So if I can come up with like a completely preposterous sounding name of like a planet or an alien species or something, and it makes sense to include it in whatever we're doing for the Ensign's log. Like I love to do that stuff because it's my way of saying this is dumb. You should make fun of this. You should laugh at this when people do this because it's dumb. But
Kara, in this case, yes, but he might be fine with African boxwood for other situations.
Yeah, it depends. It depends what the offense is that you're taking revenge for. Anyway,
or the thallium. I mean, that is a long-term gig. So,
yes.
Let's not forget about charitylinks.page. Very important.
Yes, indeed.
There are a number of links in the description to help various causes. So, but also we have friends who could use some assistance. So if you have the capability to do so, please do so, because helping people is good. And don't forget, yes, we will be back in 2 weeks, not just 1, but 2 weeks for DS9. But next Friday, Steve's got the next Ask Away on this channel.
That's true.
So if you are a YouTube member or a patron,
yes,
Patreon,
a Patreon, yeah.
I always want to go patron or Patreon, but it's a Patreon.
If you're a Patreon.
Anyway, on Monday, Steve will send out the link where you can send in your ask, and he will read your question on the air live and give a usually relatively honest answer.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Well, I mean, we'll just say the bar is set.
I like how qualified your answer. A usually fairly honest answer. So no pressure. As long as I get the dart somewhere on the board, I think I'm good.
Don't hit me.
So yes, So yeah, no, of course not. Well, you shouldn't be standing that close to the dartboard to begin with.
Oh, sure, blame the victim, the hypothetical victim, like you. Anyway, wrap this up, Steve. I got to do my project. Oh,
That's right. All right, everybody. We will see you in 2 weeks for Deep Space Nine, looking for Parmak in all the wrong places. I will see you not this coming Friday, but next Friday for Ask Away. And I will see you tomorrow for a Star Trek retro review, although not live, obviously, pre-recorded. But anyway.
Kara, yes. Silly questions are not just allowed,
questions,
but encouraged.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I think I still say it in the submission form. I used to say it all the time when I did the pre-recorded version. You had to ask instead of the live stream. Nothing is too serious and nothing is too silly. So ask away. All right. That's it, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Have a good rest of your week. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.